The power of hormones in weight loss. Hormones regulate virtually everything your body does. Therefore, it's not hard to understand that hormones can be very powerful in determining whether you burn fat or store it. It sounds so easy, and it is. Simply eat the meals that stimulate the fat burning hormones and don't eat the meals that stimulate the fat storage hormones. Although it's easy, most people have been doing it all wrong. If your diet has been loaded with carbohydrates, especially high glycemic carbohydrate, or is too low in protein and fat, you have been unknowingly stimulating the fat storing hormone insulin and suppressing the fat burning hormone glucagon. Let's see how these powerful hormones work. To truly understand the benefits of our weight loss program entitled Eating to Your Metabolism, it is necessary to learn about how the balance of carbohydrate, protein, and fat in the food you eat affects the hormones that your body produces to store and burn fat. Let's talk about insulin, the fat storage hormone. Insulin can be viewed as your body's fat storage hormone. Insulin is a hormone that is secreted by the pancreas in response to elevated blood sugar, primarily from ingesting excessive carbohydrates in a meal. One of insulin's biggest jobs in the human body is to decrease blood glucose levels when they get too high. Increased levels of insulin force your body to burn glucose for energy and store any excess glucose away as glycogen or fat. Elevated insulin levels prevent your body from burning stored body fat for energy. Remember, this entire process is primarily the result of eating too much carbohydrate and not enough protein and fat as a part of your meal. Here are the main reasons why elevated insulin levels can hamper your attempts to burn body fat. 1. Your body is forced to burn carbohydrate for energy instead of stored fat. 2. The release and utilization of stored body fat for energy is inhibited. And 3. Your body converts and stores excess glucose as body fat. You cannot maximize fat burning with elevated levels of insulin. It's that simple. Even if you exercise like crazy, elevated insulin levels will not maximize fat burning. Even worse, elevated insulin levels will stimulate your body to store fat. Elevated insulin levels can be caused by any of these three key dietary factors. Number 1, eating too much carbohydrate in a meal or snack. Number 2, eating too large of a meal. And number 3, not eating enough protein and fat in a meal or snack. All of these factors are prescribed for you with the Core MetaCheck metabolic rate test, included in our Eating to Your Metabolism weight loss program. So, if high carbohydrate diets increase sugar too much, resulting in elevated insulin levels, why not just go on a low carbohydrate diet? Well, the answer is right between your ears. It's your brain. The human brain is a glucose hog, and it requires a constant supply of glucose for fuel. If blood sugar drops too low, the brain calls out for more. The glucose-starved brain then sends out signals of low blood sugar, which can initiate loss of concentration, mood swings, fatigue, low energy, and out-of-control hunger and carbohydrate cravings. On the other hand, restricting carbohydrates too much from your diet creates its own set of problems. When your diet does not supply adequate carbohydrates, your body quickly uses up its available glucose and glycogen stores. The body and the brain next turn to fat and muscle mass to supply energy, producing the abnormal metabolic state called ketosis. Ketosis alters the enzymes in fat cells. This results in abnormal fat breakdown, causing fat cells to react like fat magnets. When normal eating patterns return, fat accumulates in your body faster than ever. Ketosis also causes muscle mass to be sacrificed and broken down for energy. You never want to lose muscle mass. It becomes easy to see why 95% of all of the low carbohydrate diets and high protein liquid diets fail, and their users gain back any weight they may have lost, and usually more. Well, let's talk about glucagon, the fat mobilization hormone. Glucagon works in a completely opposite way from insulin and is therefore considered the fat burning hormone. Glucagon is released from the pancreas primarily in response to the presence of adequate amounts of protein in the diet. By eating protein in a meal, along with the right balance of carbohydrate and fat, you can stabilize blood sugar and stimulate the release of glucagon. Glucagon is like a magic bullet for burning fat because it mobilizes the release of stored body fat from the adipose tissue directly into the bloodstream, allowing your muscle cells to burn fat, their preferred source of fuel, instead of blood sugar for energy. Elevated glucagon levels enable the body to burn stored body fat by 1. Enabling the body to burn stored body fat for energy instead of glucose. 2. Stimulating the release of stored body fat so it can be burned for energy. And 3. Mobilizing the release of stored liver and muscle glycogen to maintain stable blood sugar levels. It's important to remember that insulin and glucagon are complete opposites but paired hormones. What this means is that when the level of insulin is elevated, the level of glucagon is lowered. This results in weight gain and difficulty in losing weight. Conversely, when the level of insulin is lowered, the level of glucagon is elevated. This results in weight loss and an increased ability to burn fat. So, when you stimulate insulin release by eating excess carbohydrates in a meal, you are also lowering the level of your fat-burning hormone glucagon at the same time. This is precisely the wrong hormonal message or response if you want to burn body fat. However, with eating to your metabolism, you can stabilize blood sugar levels and maintain a favorable balance of insulin to glucagon. This allows your body to mobilize and access stored body fat as your primary source of fuel, while sparing the glucose that you need for your brain and your muscle you need to maintain a healthy metabolism. Elevated levels of glucagon can be influenced by 3 key dietary factors. 1. Eating adequate amounts of protein in a meal or snack. Your personal prescription for protein requirements has been determined with the core MetaCheck resting metabolic rate test. 2. Controlling the amount and type of carbohydrate in your meal or snack. And 3. Including a small amount of good fat in a meal or snack. When blood sugar is stable, the level of glucagon is elevated, allowing the body to access and burn stored body fat for energy. If you learn how to stabilize blood sugar levels by your food choices and maintain the favorable balance of insulin to glucagon, you can maximize fat burning 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is what eating to your metabolism is all about. If you have any questions regarding our unique weight loss program, go to www.burnfatyankton.com or call our office at 605-665-2434.